Hello, beautiful. Welcome to the channel. My name is Shanice Love Jones. And so a few months ago, I did a video talking about how your perception of your beauty is sabotaging your chance at love. And it was a huge revelation for a lot of women. And I get it because I remember when I got that first revelation as well. And it was a lot to take in. In today's video, in that same vein, I really want to talk about how your perception of your beauty is also sabotaging your business success. Now, we have already identified that your business, aka your purpose, aka your movement that God is birthing in you, will birth your marriage promise. Your business and your marriage promise are connected. And so for my single entrepreneurs, who I like to call baepreneurs, the reason that many of you are still single is because God needs you to birth this movement in your single season. Now, it doesn't have to be fully successful and you're already reaching millions and thousands and making millions and thousands. However, the burden that he is giving you for a group of people, he wants the manifestation of that to come out in this season, because that is what's going to actually lead you to meeting your husband. And I prophesied this on TikTok, but many of you guys are going to be meeting your husbands online, not just through dating apps. Actually, I might have talked about it here on YouTube as well, but not just through dating apps, but through networking, through social media. So as you show up and you're visible online, speaking your message, raising up your voice, you are positioning yourself to be found by your future husband. And I want you to really hear me clearly, because this is so relevant to you in this season. So many of you have declared that 2024 is the year that you pop off, that 2024 is the year that the tables turn in your life, that 2024 is the year that you meet your kingdom husband. Well, you're not just going to sit around and let God magically throw it at you. You are going to get yourself prepared and positioned by being obedient and stepping out into what he has for your life. But first, you need to know your identity in Christ. But first, you need to really truly see your beauty, because your identity and your beauty are actually connected. And when you can't see yourself as beautiful, when you can't see yourself the way that God created you, then you can't step and operate as that woman that he's called you to be. We were made in God's image, right? And God is beautiful. And if we're made in his image, I mean, we can do the math and know that it's no way that we can be ugly. So whatever societal beauty standards dictate about you, your features, your complexion, it really does not matter, because the only person you answer to or listen to is God. And right now, you are letting the fact that you don't look a certain way, and the fact that you have low self-esteem, and the fact that you don't see yourself in the way that God sees you, hinder everybody that is connected to you. And so the Glow Up Agency, this movement that I'm birthing right now, right? I'm not just speaking from a high horse, girl. I'm here with you. A lot of the wisdom that I'm giving on this channel is literally things that I've had to live through myself and overcome, and things that I'm actually working through and walking out in my life right now. So my movement, the Glow Up Agency, which you see here on this channel, was birthed from a prophetic word that the Lord gave me in 2022, that there's an attack on the woman's beauty, and that it is delaying her marriage promise, is deterring her destiny, aka her business, her movement, and it's hindering her bottom line. It's affecting her money. And because of this, so many of God's daughters are out of position, they're out of alignment, and they're delayed and stagnated, and we're thinking it's something else. Worst of all, many of you recognize it's your beauty that's a problem, but you're thinking it's because you are not attractive. You're thinking it's because you don't look a certain way that you get rejected by men, or no man has wanted to commit to you, or why you can't build your social media up. You think it's the way that you look, but it's actually the perception of the way that you look. And so mindset is everything. If you do not believe you're attractive, you're not attractive. If you think you're ugly, then you're ugly. It's really quite that simple, because if you believe that about yourself, that is how you show up in the world. And so many of you think that you just have a fear of being seen and perceived, and that you have a fear of public speaking, and that you're just shy, and that's why you don't want to get out there, when the truth of the matter is you have a negative self-image of yourself. And what you're actually afraid of is that people will see you the way that you see yourself, which is as unworthy, which is as unattractive, which is undesirable. And that's really why you're afraid to be perceived. You don't want people to get too close and see what you see. Hideousness. And although that's not what is actually there, that is what you see. Therefore, it is what makes it real. You may be thinking that your issue is consistency. I just can't be consistent. I can't show up online consistency. I can't be consistent in the business. I'm not consistent in my life. Like, I don't know what it is. You've even seen some improvement over the years, but you're still not consistently showing up in the way that you know that you should. And a lot of that has to do with the latent fact that you don't feel good enough. So you self-sabotage. Because when you don't believe in yourself and when you don't feel good enough for those blessings you're contending for, you will self-sabotage unconsciously. You will continue playing small. You will continue to stay hidden because you don't think you're good enough, because you don't feel good enough, because you don't think you're beautiful enough. You don't see yourself as the woman for the job. You keep thinking that if you get a makeover, if you lose the weight, if you clear your skin, then finally you will feel good and you'll be able to show up. Well, number one, that's actually not true, because even if you do some of those things, you still haven't dealt with the inward stuff. You still haven't raised your self-esteem. And I'm sorry, a new makeover will not overcome the trauma and the issues you have that have kept you feeling like you're not good enough. And a reason that you can't even be consistent with losing the weight, you can't even be consistent with your glow up, is because you don't feel good enough. And so you're even sabotaging your efforts to do the things that you think is going to get you to the right place. You can't even do that. But like I always say, it's no sense in wasting time trying to apply an external solution to an internal problem. Because once you deal with you, it will be nothing to lose weight and do all of the things that's going to make you look good. You're going to already have that glow. And y'all know what it's like. You lose 5 pounds and it's mad easy to lose the rest. It's that very beginning work, that ramp up, that's the hardest part. But once you get there, it's just up from there. And so I really came here today to let you know that it's time to overcome this. It's time to overcome the perception that you have of your beauty. It's time for you to really be activated, because you guys know I have many videos on this channel and I will continue to produce many more videos about how to feel beautiful, about how to raise your self-esteem, about how to be confident, about how to improve your self-image. So the tactics and the strategies to get you there are here if you need them. But today I'm here to challenge you to not just watch these videos and get a little bit of a dopamine rush, and then later go look in the mirror and feel disgusted with yourself. If you really are trying to be that girl, you want that family, you feel like you want to be the Proverbs 31 woman in the flesh. You want marriage, you want business, you want to reach millions of women, you want that impact. Whatever it is, the burden that God has given you for women, or I'm sorry, the burden that he's giving you for whoever, he's given me a burden for women who don't feel beautiful. That's just one of many burdens. As you guys see, it's all encompassed in my agency. But because this is on my heart, even when I'm not here talking to you, I'm constantly feeling for women who don't feel beautiful. When I see insecure women, when I see women with low self-esteem, it burns me up. I want to shake her. I'm like, girl, I need you to tap into who you are. So I have a unique gift to speak life into women who don't feel beautiful. You have a unique gift to speak life into whoever God has called you to. But guess what? You're not even getting in front of them because you don't feel beautiful or you don't feel good enough. Or you're getting in front of them and you're not fully raising your voice and speaking up, because some of you guys are showing up. You are showing up on social media. You are showing up in life, but you're playing small and you're hiding and you're playing it safe because you don't really want to be loud. You're not really trying to let your sound penetrate the atmosphere. And you got to stop that as well. Some of you guys feel like you don't really want all the attention because, again, you're afraid that somebody will see what you see in yourself, which is negative. But deep down inside, you want the attention. You want the spotlight. You want to shine for God's glory because you know he's placed really great things on the inside of you that need to come out. And you know that he has made you to be a blessing for someone else. But the enemy also knows that. So he's like, let me come in and attack the way she looks. Because when she doesn't like the way she looks, everything around her crumbles. And because I know God has connected that business to her marriage, I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm going to get her to play small in both by attacking her identity and how she sees herself. But on the flip side, if you fight back, then you're also killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You get that business up and running and get positioned for that man. And what? We still have 6 months left this year for you to get into position. And so now you have the revelation. Now you have the information, because that's what we need. A lot of times we can't do better because we don't know better. You know better. You just heard this video and you just understood the root of some of your issues. When you thought the business wasn't popping off for this, that, and the third, now you know what the truth is. When you thought that your marriage was delayed and stagnated for this, that, and the third, now you know what one of the roots are. You can start pulling it up. There are plenty of resources to help you. I have free videos here. I'm building a free community. I have a full-blown 6-month mentorship program. I have a 5-day boot camp that's actually coming up next week, specifically for women entrepreneurs who are struggling with their beauty, with their identity, with their self-esteem, so that they can build their confidence, so they can show up confidently as that girl in their businesses and their brands and build iconic brands. So you have all the help and the support that you need, sis. I want you to stop focusing on the superficial stuff. Stop worrying about getting your LLC when you haven't really made any money. Stop focusing on scaling to multi-six figures when you're not even confident in your voice and you're not even clear on your message. Stop focusing on stepping out in faith and buying a wedding dress, or stepping out in faith and choosing your wedding date when you don't even have high self-esteem and you would self-sabotage that marriage when you're too insecure to even date. Stop focusing on vanity metrics when you know you're called to make impact and reach millions with God's message. Being full of compromise, saying whatever you feel like people want to hear so that you can get likes. I'm guilty of that. I used to do that in the past, by the way. Stop working with clients that you know are not a fit for you just so you can feel like you're actually doing something and you're succeeding in your business and making money. But you're not even reaching the people you're called to reach. We need to really stop doing the shallow stuff and do the actual real deep work. I'm calling you out a little bit because we love to plan and to daydream and to look towards the future with hope and be so excited. And then a week later, we're back depressed because we're not seeing it come to pass. But the truth is, we just want to do all the feel good things and not actually lay the roots and the foundation for a sustainable business and a sustainable marriage, which is not always cute. Sometimes being exposed to yourself is ugly. Sometimes having to deal with stuff doesn't feel good. Sometimes having to give birth to a movement is hard. But that's okay because God is doing it with you. And if you won't, I will come along on the journey with you as well. But we cannot just be focused on the shallow, fun, easy parts while there are humongous boulders that are blocking us. We don't get to play delusional and work on the shallow things without uprooting and moving this stuff out of our way, because this is where the acceleration comes. And you cannot step into the fullness of who God has called you to be and what He has called you to do if you cannot see yourself the way that He created you. And if you see yourself as anything than a masterpiece, then there's some work to do. If you want support on this journey and you want to work with a coach and you want to work with a mentor who's been here, who's worked to overcome these things, who used to have low self-esteem, who used to not have confidence, who used to be afraid to show up on social media, who used to live for the opinions of other people, etc., and who's overcome, who's now building her Holy Spirit-led movement on her own terms, then I invite you to book a free consultation with me. On a consultation, we're going to talk about what's going on with you and how we can work together. Like I said, I have one-on-one mentorship. I have a group mentorship program. And right now I also have a boot camp. And so I'm only for the women that are serious. Like, don't book a call with me if you're still playing games. But I know it's some of you ladies out there right now that's been praying for a solution. You woke up this morning and you prayed like, God, I need help. I don't really know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this, that, and the third is happening. I don't know why I've been going around this mountain so long and He's led you to this video. Some of you guys have been following me for a while and you just kind of been waiting to pull the trigger. This is that. There's such a sense of urgency in my spirit because what we're getting ready to walk into, we need to be at our next level. Some of us it's time to be connected with our husbands. It's time to have that business, not because you're going to be so successful in love, but because people need the solution you have. So if you also have a sense of urgency in your spirit, I want you to reach out to me. I want you to get into the boot camp. I want you to book a call with me. I even have 90-minute sessions that you can book. All of this is at theglowupagency.com. Whatever best works for you. But you're the type of woman I want to talk to. If you're still playing games, then continue to watch the videos. But for that woman who's ready to go, let's go. Because this is my clarion call to you. Like I said, I have plenty of videos on how to elevate your beauty, how to overcome this. I'll continue to make more videos about this. If you have suggestions and you're like, I really want you to do a video on this particular thing, let me know in the comments. But go check those videos out for exactly what you could do. But this video was just to really give you that revelation and to light a fire under you. We're halfway through the year and it really is time for us to stop playing games. I know many of you guys are not stuck. You're actually in movement and in motion, but you're kind of like stalling a little bit, like, what do I do next? And some of you guys are just getting back up after a fall, after a heavy season of warfare, and you're now needing some guidance. That's what I'm here for. So I love you, ladies. I pray that this bless somebody, and I will see you in the next video.